So yeah, so that's how the bathroom looks right now. Once everything's all clean and done and whatnot looks presentable, I'll show you a nice full tour of this DIY bathroom. I'm actually happy with how it looks now. I feel like it's been a long time coming and it's getting there. And it's so funny, I actually had the plumber come to give me a quote for kind of fitting the toilet and the sinks and whatnot because I don't want to tackle those jobs. And because I basically warned him and said, oh, by the way, this has been a DIY job, and some things aren't level, like the walls aren't completely leveled and the floors aren't completely leveled, so you might have to level out the toilet a little bit because it might be wobbly on the floor and whatnot, but you know, it works for us. And it's like, oh no, it's fine. And he was like, oh, so your husband did the DIY job? And I was like, oh no, it was me. And he was like, you? I was like, yeah. What, am I not capable because I'm a woman? And then when he came and he was looking at the toilet, he was like, oh, you sure you have all the measurements correct? I was like, yeah, I have all the measurements correct. And he was like, oh, I hate to be the bearer of the bad news, but the basically what is attached to the actual wall stitching was a wobbly. And it's like, oh, it's a bit wobbly. And I was like, oh, no, it's not. And he was like, but I can feel it shaking. And I took it out and I was like, no, this is just the cap that I used to cover so that no kind of waste smells comes out or nothing goes in. And he was like, oh, and he checked the top and it was completely firm because I made sure to glue it with cement glue. And yeah, he was just kind of shocked with everything I was doing. He was like, are you sure you did this? And I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't I be capable of doing this? Like, why is it that just because I'm a woman, and I'm a mother and, you know, I'm busy most of the day, I'm not capable of remodeling or redecorating my bathroom? And it just goes to show that obviously there's still a stereotype on women kind of using power tools or doing anything that seems like it's a man's job. And I'm just really happy that I was able to complete this, obviously with the support of my husband. I was able to complete this to show that anybody can pick up a tool, anybody can do anything, even if it's just putting up a shelf, or if it's just painting a room, or even if it's just making a really, really small piece of furniture. Anybody can do it. And this has been complete. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize I had this on my nose the whole time. But anyway, this has been like first time doing everything. I've never tiled before in my life, never tiled a wall, never tiled the floor, never even ripped out a bathroom, never plastered, never used bonding. Like everything has been learning as I go along, and I was able to get it to this stage. So trust me, if I can do it, mum of two, have, you know, busy life, I'm working as well, anybody can do it. But that's my motivational speech over. Hope you enjoyed this video and I can't wait to show you the reveal once everything's done.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like and subscribe as well. I started off by securing this wall stitched into the wall. It was really simple to do. It all comes with instructions, so it's literally just drilling a hole in the wall, putting some wall plugs and securing it with these bolts. I got one of my plumber friends to actually come and connect the water source to the flush system, which, as you can see, the pipe work is all at the top and it comes down all the way to the bottom where the valve is. And yeah, this was simple and straightforward. Next up, I started to box off this area. So I just used some 2x4s that I had lying around. I thought I would have enough, but I didn't, so I had to kind of improvise and use other kind of timber that I had around, but this was still really secure and really strong. So yeah, so once this was all boxed off, as you can see here, I just used some plasterboard. So I used some water resistant plasterboard, which I've used also for another wall, and I just kind of screwed the plasterboard to the frame, as you can see here, and allowing some holes for the flush pipe and some holes for the waste pipe, and I also boxed the pipe that was sticking out at the top. So this is how it looks completed, and I started tiling. This tiling was so much easier because the wall wasn't wobbly as the other wall was. So it's literally just tiling, cutting, tiling. I made sure I tried to align the tiling to kind of what was already done on the wall, just to make sure that it kind of flowed really simply and really easily, as you can see here. Once all the tiling was done, I used some tile trims for the edges. it looks really messy and dirty because it's just full of adhesive, but it's all going to get wiped away very soon. But yeah, this is how everything looks when the tiles have been completed. And I moved on to the floor. So the floor was pretty straightforward. These tiles that I had were 800 millimeters by 800 millimeters, so they were quite big, and I was able to kind of cut around the floor. What's this called? The walk-in shower tray. Sorry, lost myself for a second, but I just cut around it and made sure it kind of had a really nice fall. So when we do have the shower, if the water kind of falls really nicely down the drain. And the rest of the tiling was really, really simple. I didn't really have to make much cut. My vanity unit is here. I got this from Tikamoon. I think that's how you say it. Sorry about the noise in the background. I'm watching Lupin or Lupin. I don't know how to say it properly, but I am so obsessed. I wanted something, I wanted something oak or real wood in the bathroom just to kind of offset the darkness of it, because it's going to be black and green. And I'm just going to have a sink on top, like a freestanding sink, countertop sink with my tap. But yeah, it's so beautiful, and this opens up really nicely. Oops, it's a bit stiff, but yeah, it opens up really nicely. And it smells amazing, just smells like wood, and just everything is just absolutely perfect. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy that I went with this. But yeah, but now I have this box to deal with. I might have to enlist the help of my husband to take this upstairs. So I'm just prepping all the walls and the tiles and the floor so that I can paint these 4 walls and paint the door. And I'm also going to paint the ceiling. I'm going to actually start by plastering this section of the ceiling now and plastering this kind of boxed off type work. And also this we painted, so it'll be like 4.5. 4.5 walls painted, yeah. So as you can see, this is just the wall tiles. It's night time right now. So this is just the wall tiles, and I have decided, I don't know how it looks. Let me stand over here. This has like the best view of everything. Sorry, my paint brush is just dropped. Ooh. So I decided to go for the Farrow and Ball off black, and so it's weird, like on the camera it looks black, but to me it looks a bit bluey, but it all depends on the lighting. During the day when it has natural lighting, it looks really nice and matte black. But yeah, so this is it from floor to ceiling. So I wasn't really sold because of how it looked compared to the floor. The floor looked a bit more grey, but I realized the floor is quite dirty and it needs like a good scrub, and it also needs like a good sealant. So I think once all of that is done, I think it will look pretty nice. And yeah, and this is how it looks just from this corner, and I'll stand from another corner just to show you how it looks against the tiles. So I've decided to not paint the ceiling. I was going to paint the ceiling black as well, but because this color is just really strong, I thought it might be much to paint the ceiling too. So let me go over to this side. You're going to follow me on the journey. Okay, I'll go to the other corner and you can see kind of how it looks again. So I was thinking of putting a really nice plant here just to kind of add some greenery to this background. Obviously the shower screen and everything is here, so we're actually going to get it fitted quite soon. And I also decided to paint the windowsill because I thought just having that white just looked really weird. So I decided to paint that also the same off black color. And yeah, so the door is one side is white, which will be repainted because it's really dirty, and then the other side is black.